My son came home silent after his coach told him he was useless, so I made sure that coach learned his name the hard way. My son Leo was 9 and lived for soccer, not casually, completely. He slept in his cleats more than once, practiced footwork in the hallway until the walls were scuffed, and narrated imaginary matches while brushing his teeth. He wasn't the biggest kid or the fastest, but he worked harder than anyone I knew. Every Saturday morning, he woke up before his alarm, already dressed, ball tucked under his arm like it was part of him. One evening, he came home from practice and went straight to his room without saying a word. No complaints, no hunger, just quiet. That alone told me something was wrong. At dinner, he pushed food around his plate until I asked what happened. His voice cracked when he said, "Coach says I should quit." I asked why. He stared at the table and said the coach told him he was dragging the team down, that some kids just aren't built for sports, and that he should find something he's actually good at. It wasn't said in anger. That was somehow worse. It was said like a fact, final, dismissive. I kept my voice steady and told Leo one person doesn't get to decide his worth. That night, after he went to bed, I sat in the dark living room replaying his face when he said those words. The way confidence can collapse in a single sentence is terrifying. The next day, I emailed the coach asking for a meeting. He agreed quickly. When I arrived, he leaned back in his chair like this was a formality. I explained that Leo was crushed and asked why discouraging a child was necessary. The coach shrugged and said, "I don't sugarcoat reality. Some kids are liabilities. I'm here to win, not babysit feelings." I thanked him for his honesty and left. Then I got to work. I learned that the league was hosting an end-of-season skills evaluation in 3 weeks. Parents, regional scouts, and league officials would be present. Coaches were required to submit player progress reports and demonstrate training effectiveness. I also learned quietly that this coach had been lobbying for a promotion to lead the advanced division next year. I volunteered to help organize the event. Scheduling, equipment coordination, stats tracking things I happened to be very good at. I kept my tone pleasant, helpful, invisible. At home, I told Leo we were going to train differently, not harder, smarter. We broke everything down: balance, positioning, awareness. We filmed practices and reviewed them together. I praised effort, not results. Slowly, the way he moved changed. So did the way he smiled. Evaluation day arrived, fields buzzing, clipboards everywhere. I handed out packets I'd compiled clean, professional, thorough. Each included individual performance metrics pulled from game footage. When the evaluators reached Leo's name, they paused. His improvement curve was impossible to ignore. During drills, Leo didn't dominate. He didn't need to. He played intelligently, supported teammates, anticipated passes. One evaluator asked the coach how long he'd been developing Leo's positioning skills. The coach hesitated. I stepped in casually and said, "Oh, coach mentioned earlier that Leo might quit. I'm glad he didn't. Turns out encouragement makes a difference." The silence was loud. Later, I overheard evaluators questioning the coach's approach to youth development. His promotion came up. So did his language with kids. 2 days later, Leo came home glowing. The coach had apologized. Not vaguely specifically. He'd also been reassigned next season. A new coach would take over, one focused on development over dominance. That night, Leo taped his practice schedule to the fridge and said, "I think I'm actually getting better." I didn't tell him everything I did. He didn't need that weight. All he needed was to know someone believed in him when it mattered. And that belief, that lasts longer than any trophy.